Rustle with the dogs and the noise of the neighborhood watch. But anyway, so I'm just going to show you a few steps towards being more creative with mixed media specifically. We're going to do step 1, 2 and 3, starting with just what I'm doing today. I've just got this DSTV boards, dishes sort of thing. I've got a lot of them here. That's just space that I picked up somewhere. So it was quite interesting just to use them and make something more of them actually. So that's what I'm doing today. Okay, so I've got what I do, which is a bit different. I use chalk based paint as my base coat, and I'm actually an oil fine artist, but I've started using mixed media with my vintage paintings, which is nice because it gives these lovely duck egg, soft greys tones that's really beautiful on your vintage kind of soft toned paintings. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use you get such a variety: Annie Sloan, Granny B, Choco, also Cameo decor paints, which is also lovely. So I'm just going to use a bit of this paint. I've got this lovely brush here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of it here and just apply it handsomely here with a little bit of water with me. I can just add a bit of water because you can see with this paint you get quite far. I don't want to deep, I just want to sort of, I've already covered it, as you can see. It's already covered. I'm just putting a little bit more paint to it as well. But you can see it's all around feeling that I've got here, which is quite nice. And I'm just going to show you how to do a bit of decoupage, the way I do it, of course. There's so many ways. And then I'm going to also show you how with napkins and stencil mixed media ways that I do. So what I would do, for instance, I would take a bit of paper. You get all these beautiful vintage kind of paper, decorative paper. I also have my own decoupage paper line that I do. So I would take this paper, for instance, and try and put it here, but obviously you want to tear some edges here. So I'm going to take it here and tear it a bit roughly here. But it's just a bit roughly teared. Okay. Just to have a bit of a rough edge sort of it. And I want to bring a bit of wording in here. But with these edges, I know a lot of people have a problem with the edges. I normally soften them in any case afterwards, so I don't have a problem putting them down in the first place. So what I would do is I would put my paper in water, and I use a nice soft French Chinese brush. You get them, the China brushes very cheaply as well. So I would take my Mod Podge. I've used a Cameo Mod Podge here that are very nicely done, and I would use that basically to just apply a even layer of podge on it. So what I would do is I would take my Mod Podge, and where I want my design, what I'm painting to, I'm working towards, this is just step 1 that we're putting down, is making a vase with proteas or roses. We'll still decide on it as we go along. Okay, so there's my Mod Podge evenly spread. And I would take my paper. What I do with my paper, I put it in water. You can see I've got a whole holder here. Just show them short. Where I put my paper into. It's water that I already, and what it does for me, it already spreads the water that it already goes out. It just really stretches the paper. So I don't have a problem with stuff, not because a lot of people get a lot of dents and so on with it when the paper lifts. So I would go for instance here, place it somewhere here maybe, lift it, place it again, there I go, evenly smooth it out. And what's nice about the paper and the water is it actually, when it's oval or round, it actually adjusts to the shape of it. So the main thing is taking a bit of the podge again and placing it over again. Okay, so there's my Mod Podge, which is also my glue. You can see you basically work it out with these Chinese brushes. Sorry, they're really lovely because they really get all the bubbles out very softly, and they're not too hard on your design as well. There you can see there's absolutely no bubbles that came with this design. Okay, I obviously want to make a nice vase here. You can see here, you can see the attachments areas where the dish was applied to the roof to have channels, but we're going to make an outdoor art piece of it. Okay, so that's what's quite nice with it. So for instance, that is my paper napkin. Now I want to do a napkin. For instance, I'm showing you different mixed media materials. You can also use laser printed from Pinterest or whatever images. Remember, you must make it your own. Even though you're borrowing some things, make it your own. Put your own initiative, own painting and own interpretations with anything that you use that is outside, that you did not create yourself. Okay, for instance here, I can now go with my mixed media again. Where did I put my potch? I think here it is, sorry. So I'm going to take a bit of a napkin here, for instance, now. And just use a bit of the potch here again. Okay. Now I'm just creating a backdrop now. I'm just going to put it in there. Soft backdrop. You see, what's nice about this Chinese brushes, they really adapt to a soft surface. And with a napkin, I don't put it in water though, eh? It doesn't need to swell out because it's thin already. Okay, so napkins don't need that at all. But you can see the edges are quite hard. You've got lines and so on, but the napkins adapt to the color of your board, so you always don't make your board too dark, because then you don't see your napkin as well. So this I would take as well and put it over my whole board for me, because when I change over to my oil paint, I want chalk paint is very porous, so I don't want the chalk paint to be a problem for me when I will go over to my oil paint. So this I put over everything for me, so that when I go over to my chalk paint, to my oil paint, the chalk paint won't be too a problem for me for that. Okay, so there I've got my nice mixed elements here as well. Okay, and then I put my water. Always remember, put your brushes in the water. I've used some Mod Podge now today, chalk paint, any brand you like. I'm not a brander, I like just what I get, what I enjoy getting hold of, and I use that basically. And then something I also love doing is to use a bit of texture paste, which is also lovely. You get so many different brands of that. I've today got one of Chemio's ones here today that I'm going to demo to you. And that is now with stencils. And that is just going to be our step one, is getting to this point where we are now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to combine these lines now. Okay, actually the best is to wait till it dries a bit, not to do it too quickly, and I would use a scraper or a little stick like this, and they would help me to open it up. Okay, so for instance here I would put down my stencil and take my texture paste. Some of them dry pretty quickly, so try and keep them soft. Don't keep your lids on tightly, but they don't stick out too much. For instance here you can see it's quite a break here, or even there I can put a type of detail there. And then I put my stencil on, and very softly I hold it. You can use a stencil glue as well to hold it in place if you want. I'm always too impatient for that, so I just put it on straight away. Okay, and there I put my stencil on. I come a bit over my design on my paper. Okay, and there I'm going with it. You can see I scrape by it, keeping it like this. I don't go too flat with it, I don't go too scratchy, because then you damage your stencil as well. So there I would just softly go and go in all the edges with it. Okay, and when you lift it up, hold it in one place and lift it the other side up, that you get that design there basically. Okay, obviously you can see I'm a bit impatient here, so I've lifted a bit of the stencil, but you just glue it, it's still wet, so you can just put it down again. I'm putting one here as well. Okay, and this is mixed media, eh? From this one now I can work towards a vase with flowers in. This is just my backdrop. Remember, your backdrop, don't make it too busy. If it's too busy, you're going to have a problem with, it's going to intimidate your painting. You don't want that. You really just want a soft resonance, a soft nuances of something that you enjoy at the back. And there I am, a bit of a stencil. I don't want to do it here, then it's too all over the place, of course. Okay, so this is step one, of course. Thank you for your patience with me, for enjoying this day with me. The next one we will be where we actually start the painting. Thank you.